November 24th, 1971. Portland International Airport is bustling with travelers in wool coats and vintage attire. It seems like an ordinary Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but the annals of American crime history are about to be rewritten. A man calling himself Dan Cooper, later known to the world as D.B. Cooper, walks calmly through the terminal. Dressed in a dark suit and wearing sunglasses, he looks like any other businessman on a routine trip. At the Northwest Orient counter, he hands over cash for a one-way ticket to Seattle-Tacoma. It is a simple $20 transaction, a mundane moment that marks the beginning of the most daring skyjacking in history. Cooper boards Northwest Orient Flight 305, a Boeing 727. He makes his way to the rear of the cabin and takes seat 18C. He orders a bourbon and water, waiting for the aircraft to reach cruising altitude. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper beckons flight attendant Florence Schaffner. With a calm demeanor, he hands her a folded note. At first, she thinks it's just a phone number, until he tells her to look at it. The note's message is terrifying. He has a bomb in his briefcase. Schaffner maintains her professional composure, but the gravity of the situation begins to set in as she realizes the plane is now under his control. To prove he isn't bluffing, Cooper opens his attaché case just enough for her to see. Inside, she sees a mass of wires and red cylinders. The threat is real, and Cooper's demands are clear: $200,000. The flight attendant moves to the cockpit to inform the pilots. As the sun sets, the Boeing 727 begins to circle over the Seattle area, while the FBI and local authorities scramble to meet the hijackers' demands. Under the cover of a cold, torrential rainstorm, Flight 305 finally touches down at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The plane is directed to a remote, brightly lit section of the tarmac, surrounded by shadows and hidden eyes. Nearby, FBI agents and officials work in the shadows. They meticulously prepare the 4 parachutes and the $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills, hoping to bring the crisis to a peaceful end. The exchange takes place on the rainy tarmac. In accordance with Cooper's instructions, all passengers are allowed to leave the aircraft. They walk toward the terminal, unaware of the man who still sits in the back. With the money on board and the plane refueled, Cooper orders the cockpit crew to take off again. He gives specific instructions: fly low, keep the landing gear down, and head toward Mexico City through the storm. The Boeing 727 ascends back into the violent, pitch-black rainstorm. Buffeted by heavy winds over the rugged terrain of the Pacific Northwest, the aircraft struggles against the elements while the crew remains locked in the cockpit. Inside the empty cabin, Cooper prepares for his final act. He dons one of the parachutes and carefully secures the heavy bag containing the $200,000 to his body, showing no sign of hesitation. Suddenly, the rear air stair of the 727 is lowered. A blast of freezing air and freezing rain rushes into the cabin. Cooper stands at the edge of the stairs, looking out into the terrifying, absolute darkness of the night. With a leap into the unknown, Cooper vanishes. One moment he was there, and the next he was gone into the rainy void. No one saw him jump, and no one saw him land. He simply disappeared. The years turned into decades. In 1980, the cold case warmed up when a new lead emerged near the Columbia River. The search for D.B. Cooper shifted from the skies to the muddy banks of the water. A young boy discovered several bundles of $20 bills, weathered and rotting, buried in the riverbank. The serial numbers matched the ransom money, proving that at least some of the cash had survived the jump. Despite the discovery, the man himself was never found. The FBI investigated thousands of suspects, created famous composite sketches, and filled thousands of files, yet the identity of D.B. Cooper remains a complete and total enigma. The vast, dense forests of the Pacific Northwest keep their secrets well. Whether Cooper perished in the jump or walked away to start a new life, his legend lives on as the only unsolved skyjacking in history.